Today, we will be learning about markups and markdowns using a friends theme. So what is a markup? Well, stores and restaurants, they buy their items at a wholesale price, and then they sell them at a retail price because they have to make money themselves. So what they're essentially doing is marking up the price. You will be able to find this the same way that you found the total price after adding tax or tip like we did in our last lesson. So tax and tip are very, very similar to markups, and in this lesson we're going to use those as well. We're going to be adding those to the original price. Let's take a trip to the Central Perk for our first example question. Central Perk buys their coffee at a wholesale price of $2 per cup. If they mark up their cost 30%, how much does it cost to buy a cup of coffee at Central Perk? So what we want to see is how much it costs you for a cup of coffee. It costs them $2. Now we're going to calculate how much you would have to pay. The wholesale price that they pay for a cup of coffee is $2. To find out how much the markup is, you're going to multiply by the percent. So you're multiplying that $2 times 30%. Remember, you have to turn percents into decimals when you're multiplying. So we're going to turn that 30% into 0.30. All you're doing is moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So 2 times 0.30 is going to give you 60 cents or 0.60. Now to figure out what your cost is, you're going to add the markup to the original price. So $2 plus 60 cents gives you a total of $2.60. So if we look at this, they could have also asked you what is the markup amount. So if that's what they had asked, your markup amount is 60 cents. But the total price now to you is $2.60, and that's what you were being asked. You were being asked how much does it cost to buy a cup of coffee at the Central Perk. So we first calculated the costs of the markup and then added that to the original price. Now there is another way to do this. You could take that the fact that the original price is 100%. Anytime you're talking about the whole of something, it's 100%. The markup is 30%. Together, that makes 130%. So if you wanted to do this in one step, all you need to do is take that original price of $2 and multiply it by 130%. Now, 130% as a decimal becomes 1.30. So we would just multiply 2 times 1.30, and that will also get you to the cost of $2.60. So these are two different methods, and I'm going to show you both methods on each question that we do today. Markups are, like I said in the previous slide, just the same as if we were talking about tips or tax. So I'm going to show you how this is exactly the same as if we were going to add tax to something. So on top of that cup of coffee you bought, you also bought a chocolate croissant from Rachel. Your cost became $5 now. That's how much, if you just looked at the menu without tax, it's $5. Now, 6% tax is added to your cost. How much is the total bill that you should be giving to Rachel? So in order to do this, I'm going to show you both methods. The first one, you're going to first find the tax by multiplying that original price of $5 times 6%. Now I've already turned that 6% into a decimal for you. So if you look, we started with this 6% here, and we turned it into the 0.06 because we moved the decimal 2 places to the left. And that's going to give you 30 cents or 0.30. Again, I'm okay if you use a calculator on that. Now, to find the total, we're going to add that tax to the cost to give us a total of $5.30. Now, let's do this with the other method. The cost is always 100%. Whatever you start with, it's 100%. The tax is 6%. So altogether, we're talking about 106%. So if we take that 106% and multiply it by the original amount, we should still come up with $5.30. Now remember, 106% is going to be the same as 1.06 because we're simply taking the decimal and moving it 2 places to the left. So if it started here, we're going to take it and move it 2 places to the left, and it ends up here, which gives us that 1.06. So if we multiply 5 times 1.06, you're still going to get the same cost of $5.30. Now let's talk about markdowns. To make it easier for you, just think sale. Any question that you see with a discounted price, a reduced price, a sale, those are all examples of markdowns. So if you are a Friends fan, you know that Joey absolutely loves sandwiches. At the bottom right there, you see a picture of his favorite sandwich. And he found out that this sandwich was being marked down 25%. My question to you is, if the sandwich normally cost $8, how much is the sale price? So first we need to find the amount of the markdown. To do that, you're going to take that price of $8 and multiply it by 0.25. That 0.25, remember, that was this, I'm going to circle it, the 25%. We have to first turn that into a decimal, and that's where that 0.25 came from. So you simply multiply those two together to find out that the markdown price is $2. So if you're asked how much was the markdown, this is the method you would have to use. Now, to find the sale price, all we need to do is subtract the markdown from the original price, which in this case would be $8 minus $2 to give us a sale price of $6. Now, if they are just asking you for the total new sale price, you could use the other method. The original price is always 100%. So if our markdown is 25%, really what you're doing is paying 75% of the original cost. So in order to solve this, you only need to do one step. The original price of $8 multiplied by 0.75, because remember, we're going to take this and turn it into a decimal, which is that 0.75. So it only takes one step. 0.75 times 8 is going to give you also $6 for your sale price. Now let's use some common sense. When you see these questions in an assessment, on a quiz or on the Edgenuity, think of a few things. If you're dealing with a marking up question, your price at the end, or the total price, should increase. So if you have multiple choice answers, your new price has to be more than what you started with. Same token, you're going to look, if you're dealing with a marking down of the price, your total should decrease. Make sure that you look at what the question is asking you, because sometimes they ask you simply for the total. Sometimes they're asking you how much was it marked down. Sometimes they're asking you how much it was marked up, and then sometimes there's multi-step questions. So they'll tell you, let's say you bought 2 cups of coffee, how much did it cost? Or there was a tax and a tip, and they give you different things. So just make sure that you know what the question is asking you before you quickly rush to an answer. All right, I hope you enjoyed the Friends themed lesson today. Have a great day.